Welcome to Mixed Reviews,
The podcast.
where we get real, raw, and relevant about movies, TV shows. That's probably gonna be it.
Probably.
Music.
Maybe music.
For now, movies.
For now, yeah. For now, movies.
Yeah, we're not professionals or nothing. We're just regular, everyday people just trying to talk about the things we love. So
Trying to get some
Or
money,
hate.
too.
or hate, yeah.
Dominique, I think your posture is too good. If you could lean, if you could scoot
If you
this
can
way,
lean in.
and I think we'll be fine.
So I'm Jacob.
Oh, I'm Noah.
I'm Peyton.
Candace.
I'm Greg.
Sterling.
Sterling.
I
Okay.
keep looking at the camera. I mean, the mic, like, the camera.
Oh, hi, people.
Oh my gosh.
Forget.
Why do I have this remote?
Because you said I want this remote to mute people.
So today we'll be doing a review on the movie I.O., which is a Netflix original that can be found on Netflix.
Talk into the
Come
microphone.
into the microphone a little bit, just because
Okay.
you're in like the worst spot for the mic
Okay,
right now.
cool.
You're already talking.
Yeah.
Are you
So,
okay?
So is this the IMDb synopsis?
Yeah, I don't know. It's just Google.
Is it wiki?
So here's a little bit about I.O. It was made this year. It's a science fiction movie. It says that in a post-apocalyptic time, the Earth has been rendered toxic, and most of humanity has abandoned the planet and colonized one of Jupiter's moons, Io. But young scientist Sam Walden has stayed behind and dedicated herself to finding a way for human beings to survive on Earth. After sending out a radio transmission to see if she can locate anyone else, this random dude named Micah arrives. He believes there's no hope of survival and intends on the leaving for the final shuttle of Io in 48 hours.
I almost fell asleep during that
I know,
synopsis.
bro.
Yeah.
Just like the movie.
Yeah.
No energy
Can't-
in that reading.
Can we just go ahead and open up with the fact that this movie
Was terrible.
was
Sucks.
garbage?
So let me just go ahead and say this. Probably the worst thing I've ever seen in my entire life.
I
It
wouldn't
was the
say
worst thing I've
worst,
ever seen. It is
but
for me
it was
the worst thing I've
boring.
ever seen.
and nothing interesting happened the whole time. I feel like that the talking, like everything they talked about, all the science babble, especially in the beginning, was like, okay, what am I supposed to get out of all this stuff? It felt like it was not important at all. Like, yeah, it was important, but it wasn't. It didn't help push the story along with that.
Yeah, I agree with that. I feel like it did poorly with like character development because like you start off seeing like, okay, we're in this world that's like obviously something's wrong with it, you know, and it's kind of like bloop. Here's this random girl walking around, like,
Breathing
playing,
hard.
like, breathing hard, like playing with
All the
stuff.
time.
And so, I mean, even seeing that, okay, that makes me think like, oh, something's wrong.
It tells you what's wrong.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
the planet has
in the
like,
beginning that like humans have
Polluted
polluted
the
the world so much,
Some
and so here's my issue: because of the world doesn't make sense in this movie. Because if pollution has ruined the world, like how the whole idea when she's like, well, me and my dad have like been theorizing that the world is just starting over, and that like, but if the world is becoming like polluted, how is it gonna? Are things just gonna adapt to the?
like
Yeah, that was the
they were
point.
assuming like that's what they were using the bees for. Like they were trying to help. They were using them as test subjects to see if they can still survive. Because you know how at the end of the movie, like toward the end part, like they had the pig or whatever that was somehow surviving, and then like ended up dying. So
And then also how she did the little every day or every time she went out, she would like after she got back, she would put that stuff on her body, and she was like,
The immunity
that's,
sort of
yeah,
stuff.
she was
Yeah.
building up her immunity to it.
I think the idea of it was
A good idea.
it was a good idea.
Bad execution.
Yeah.
It was a bad execution. You
I
know
think-
what I mean?
I think why it was bad execution because it kind of leads up to the point like we got to get to the shuttle. We only have so much time left. blah blah blah. You
We don't even
think
see the shuttle.
Yeah,
we don't
like,
see none of that.
it's like
you
you
think
think
we
this
don't
will
see
be.
Io.
You
we don't
never.
see
It's called
any of
Io. You never see Io.
Yeah,
Right.
They don't show the people she's talking to, like what was his name, Elon or something like that.
Elon.
Yeah,
Elon
Elon.
just
We never,
gone.
we never got to see Elon. Like he
Yeah,
couldn't.
bro.
The
It's like
relationship-
naming a movie Avengers and all you see is Batman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I mean, it's you can't name a like. How do you call it Io? But
Where is Io?
I mean,
What
it's
is
that's
Io?
The
stupid.
only contact we get from Io is them reading like emails out.
Yeah.
Also,
Yeah.
if this is this far in society, why are all the computers black and
What a,
green?
what a hologram.
Black
Yeah,
with
yeah.
green letters, and the only way they can talk is like via email.
I
That's
don't
like
know. I didn't even notice that.
I mean,
That's
you
so
gotta
funny.
think, like,
noticed that
they
too.
had to salvage to get like the stuff, like they didn't have the
Oh,
technology,
true,
so like
true,
you can't.
true.
You probably have to like figure out.
This
how to
movie
listen.
reminds me of if you take a balloon, I mean, like really nice,
I don't know what
and
you're trying
then
to say.
you let out all the air. You know what I mean? It kind of leads you up to
Anticlimactic.
something that's fantastic. Like it's like, and then it lets you down again.
They
you
could
know
have
what I
at
mean?
least
It's-
let us
it's-
see Io.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
Especially the ending, like when she's standing on the beach and you see like the child go up and like, oh snap, that's Anthony Mackie's character. Like that was his child. Like that was the only thing that was kind of interesting.
I
but
said,
it didn't
what
really hit me.
the? Like,
Anthony Mackie.
Well, okay, shoot.
Are we sure that that's his
Oh,
child?
Who else
yes,
is
that's
with
what
his
I
kid?
was
thinking.
That's
No, no,
Hollywood.
no, no. Okay, okay.
He has-
Like
but
I
the kid
said,
is
there was
not like
foreshadow.
Justin
Wait.
Bieber.
The
She
foreshadow.
sexually assaulted him.
Foreshadow.
That's very
Foreshadow. When
Yeah.
the bee, whenever he was like they were salvaging the honey and stuff, and he
yeah.
found that bee, and she was like, oh, it hatched after so and so or whatever.
It's
That was
weird.
foreshadow leading up to you like seeing this child running on the beach. That was their child
Yeah.
because he was born after, and then it had her immunity because she was building her immunity in this world.
And she was like talking to him in the letter. If you notice, the last one was not. It was
To
not to
Elon,
Elon.
it was
to
to
Micah.
Micah.
Mhm.
And she was like, "Oh, hey, Micah. Like, can't wait to see
Micah
you
just floating
again."
away.
Oh yeah, he gone.
He gone. He said,
Well,
I'm
also, I
outta
mean,
here.
he's been gone because that kid's like 3 or 4.
No, that kid's like
6.
7 or 8.
Like 6, yeah.
Yeah.
That was a big kid.
I just want to say, she says like, "Oh, y'all can come back to the world now," but they're gonna go down there,
First of
get
all,
to
you
the
see all
world,
that?
and all
Mm.
die because they don't have the immunities that she has. You
Right.
know, like it doesn't make sense. How are they gonna get there and just start surviving just because
Like,
she has all these built up
Because
immunities?
they say like the mist of the clouds started going away or something like that, so that's why she was assuming maybe. But you know, we
Also, how did they get to the
we'll never know.
beach? Because she was like, I've never seen the beach. They
well,
was doing
because
a
they
lot.
built up their immunity, I
Yeah,
guess,
so
to
she
go
going
down.
over there.
Mm-hmm.
See, it's so loose; they don't define anything.
yeah.
Yeah, that ending was kind of
So,
like.
okay, I guess we should go ahead and establish. There's
I
probably
like-
gonna be people that watch this that have not seen the movie, which
Spoiler alert.
yeah.
We've
Yeah,
been
it's
spoiled.
fine.
Yeah,
Yeah.
don't. Here's,
Yeah.
and here's a public service announcement. This should not make you want to watch the movie. It's not a good movie. It's a
Yeah.
waste of your time. But it is.
What? Like an hour and 36 minutes?
Yeah, if you
Yeah.
just have it
17
in the,
seconds?
play it in the background if you got something important to do, like
If you want a good nap, maybe.
Yeah, yeah.
If
Yeah.
you're having trouble sleeping, don't do drugs. Watch Io, and I promise you.
Io and chill.
Yeah.
yeah, no.
I
This
fall
is
asleep.
probably not. Yeah, it's probably just it's a nap time movie.
It's a nap time. It was so, the thing about it is
I had to
I
pause
was
it and take some days to just get myself back up to watch it
I was
again.
actually off work the day I watched this crap, and let me just go ahead and say that hour and a half, it was a complete total waste of time.
Yeah.
I watched.
It was bad.
It was bad. Like
All the dialogue was exactly the same. Every conversation,
he was just explaining something.
he would
that she
he
asked.
would storm in mad
Yep.
and
He would
a-
smash.
smash something. He smashed multiple things, or he'd throw something, and then she, with her blank face, would just like start another conversation. Don't even address what he
yeah,
brought up. Start a new conversation.
Ask me.
this
tell me
movie
what this
reminds
means.
me of
Yeah, that was
Samuel
so-
Jackson horrible.
Oh
This
my
movie
God.
is his personality.
No.
What he
Stupid,
says does
a
not
waste of
reflect
time.
everyone's.
Can we just okay?
Standalone.
Dominique has an issue with Samuel L. Jackson.
Hate.
Would
And
you
I
like
hope
to
this- and
just
I hope
would you
this
like to
gets
just
him.
elaborate on your
Let's
My
get- let's-
favorite-
No, that's gonna take us
No,
more time.
let's just talk about
It's
Io.
another
Another day. We can do Samuel L. Jackson only.
Yeah. Because that'll be the whole time.
It was really emotionless. The actors were really emotionless. They had no
That's a good
no,
word.
no depth to them.
The
They-
worst.
He did. Can we talk about how he like told his little backstory about his wife? He watched her die and was like, "Oh my god, I'm not gonna let that happen to you, Sam." First of all, you just met her like yesterday.
Well,
okay?
yeah, but wait,
So-
how old
they had
is this
already
girl?
like
How old is
consummated their whatever ship because through force. She forced him.
How old is
she? I'm guessing she's like
104.
22. He's like 35. Okay.
No, he's like
He-
40
he has to
something.
be-
Yeah,
he
he's
has
older
to
than
be-
that.
He gotta be like 40 something.
Because he was
Pushing 50,
He
yeah.
was like friends
They
with
never-
his dad, and they had a wife,
Mm-hmm.
and he had a wife.
He wasn't friends with the dad.
He worked for the dad.
No.
No, he
No.
didn't. No, he
Nah.
didn't work for the dad.
He did not
He
work for the
he
dad.
he looked up to the dad. So the dad like
Whenever they were watching that video that came on after that one recording,
the
The
dad
new-
the
the
dad
news
wrote
recording?
books, and when all this like whenever they didn't
Oh,
address
okay, yeah,
what
yeah, yeah.
happened, but whenever the thing happened that like forced like all the pollution to get really bad and people had to leave. He was like, no, everything's gonna be fine. The Earth's gonna be fine, and he wrote all these books with this theory that the world's gonna
and he urged
regenerate
people
itself.
to stay
He urged
there.
people to stay, and so pretty much everybody who stayed has died already, except for Jay Farrow and him.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Just Jane.
yeah. But he looks too much like Jay Farrow, and it bothers me. You know what I'm talking about? The guy from SNL.
Yeah, I know you're talking.
Mhm.
About. I know you're talking.
Yeah.
I think my biggest problem with the movie was definitely like the forcing of that romance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That
He
was
said, "I can't," and it was she wasted no time. She got that letter from Elon, and she was like, "Say less, okay? Here's this man right here. Wake up, baby.
No,
him."
here's the issue. She straight up lied. She knew the whole time that she was not getting on the air balloon.
I agree.
Yet he said,
Mhm.
"I can't," and she said, "We have to,"
Right.
because they were like, "Oh, it's not gonna work. Oh, we're not gonna fly," and then
She
they were
used
like,
him.
"We have to." She
Mhm.
straight up used him, and then the wind changed, and they were gonna go. But the thing is, she knew they could go the whole time because all the helium. That he was like, "Oh, we're not gonna have enough helium to go to this new place." But she knew where the helium was, but she didn't say it until the next day. She said, "Oh, we need to go. I know where helium is." So he told her that before. Then she was like, "No, we have to," and they straight up she forced herself on him, and
We
then
have to.
yeah,
She said we have to.
It was not
That
only
part.
that, but like even before, like it's whenever he found out she lied to him about like her dad not ever coming back because he's
Mhm.
dead, and then like she starts taking a shower in like the room where he's
She
in,
seduced him.
and he's like reading his book, and he's just kind of like looking up at her. I don't like that, like
Mm-hmm.
there was no connection there before.
Yeah.
Right.
He just told you he had a wife that died, and she's gonna go and do this.
First of
I
all,
mean,
can
let
we
me-
talk about she had to have already knew that because she went through his stuff and read his stuff. And I know
yeah. While he was outside, he didn't. I
Yeah.
didn't understand that he just went outside.
Which
was just laying in the
says
grass.
to me that there's some kind of like
Too many loose
psychological
ends.
issue. You know what I mean?
Well, that's your job. You're gonna.
Well, first of all, something is wrong with her already because she has not had human contact in
Mhm.
over a year since
Right.
her dad died. She hadn't
Right.
talked to anybody like just Elon, and that was
Even
just
if it is
computer
just you and your dad, you're still gonna have, I feel like, trouble connecting with people who
right.
you don't know who.
Mm-hmm.
Used to one behavior between you and your dad. It'd be weird.
Also,
if
can
dad
we
was
talk
someone
about? I don't
else.
understand like how did they get back there? So she had to have been on Io, and then she came back with her dad because she was not born in that world. Like she was born after the world
What do you-
was.
No.
No,
Yeah.
she
She said,
never-
"I don't remember. Like I don't know what the world is.
Yeah,
like I
'cause
didn't
she
know what it
never-
was."
No,
before
because she was
this.
she was born
She was born
after
into-
she was born after it happened, after the pollution stuff happened.
Yeah.
So she's
So you
always
saying
been,
that she was born on Earth after the pollution?
Yeah.
happened?
She
Yes.
never left. She never left.
Where they live.
they
Yeah.
can
God, Candace.
Yeah, no, she had never been to Io because her dad wouldn't have gone to Io.
Her dad never.
Her
left.
dad never left. He was a big like proponent of never leaving. That was his thing.
Well, that makes me like, how did she meet Elon? And like, how did she?
Because Elon was there too. Then he left.
I mean,
I
that's
mean,
how
I
they
just feel like
wrote
I
it.
could have had
Horrible.
I could have had more
That's how they wrote
backstory.
it.
Like, I
you
feel
know?
like they should
Exactly.
have
Yeah,
done
we
more
don't know. We
backstory.
don't know the backstory. It's an
Yeah.
awful movie. It is terrible.
It's an awful
Don't watch
movie.
this
It
movie.
doesn't give you a time frame of like
Yeah.
how long.
No kind of development. I think he said earlier. You know,
It just goes.
it's just
It's a
kind of
straight
like,
line.
here's the movie, and you're like, I'm sorry, who are these people? what's going
The
on?
only
What's the story
movie that
here?
I've seen with no backstory that is completely fine is A Quiet Place. There's no backstory, and you never, but it's fine.
Yeah.
You're given everything you need.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they give a little bit of backstory through they showing some magazines and newspapers and stuff.
Yeah, but this bullcrap.
Yeah.
I mean, there's nothing, and it's. I'm telling you, I would rate it.
I want my time back.
I really want my time back. Reclaiming my time.
I give
Can
it a
we write?
three.
Can we write them a letter?
2019.
We should write a letter asking for, like,
Take it off Netflix.
I feel
Take
like
it back.
this.
We don't want it.
I feel like it could have been a really good movie
I don't
if there
at all.
was.
Like
Better
Elon
actors?
just show up or something.
Yeah, if
Better
it was
actors.
just
Some
I
kinda-
if they had, if I would agree, if they had better actors,
Better
Mhm.
budget.
a better story,
a budget,
A
money,
budget, yeah.
like
Rewrite the whole script.
Because I guarantee you,
Yeah.
it feels like they
There
spent
were some good
$17.19 on that whole movie.
Like when that child
Yeah, I
showed
thought
up
it
at the
looked
beach,
nice.
I was like,
it did. The camera work was good.
Like,
I
I
thought
was
that
like-
was just about it.
but that wasn't good enough for me to say, oh, this was a good movie. Like there
Yeah.
was something else that should have happened in there.
Because
Like,
if the relationship was better, then we would have more emotional impact than when we saw
The most
child.
emotion I think there was in the entire movie is when he found out that she had vegetables.
Yeah.
That's
so
so
funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, that
yeah,
part
and the
when,
whole
when, she,
greenhouse.
when she finally revealed that she like the guy was like the Dr. Walden was her dad, and he was like, I said it out loud, yeah, of course, and then Anthony Mackie character was like, yeah, I know, like he knew too, like he wasn't stupid, and it was like that was the only part, those were the only two parts that I got laughed at, like the only
Okay,
things that
so-
were actually
Pacing was really bad.
Who?
yeah.
The pacing. I expected like them rushing back to the shuttle, just because it felt like that's what they built up to.
Yeah.
Mhm.
30 minutes left in the movie. I'm like, something's gotta happen. It's
Right.
interesting. And it's
Because
just-
somebody texted in the group chat, you were like, get ready for the action scene, or are you ready for the action scene? I was like, oh, okay, finally. Nothing. I was
Nothing.
like,
it's just
Anthony
I thought somebody
Mackie.
was going to show up in that
He's
museum or
only
something.
good in
or
Avengers, man. He's
something.
only
I was
good.
just about to say, I feel like Anthony, like he really tried to
He needs to be typecast.
step out of his comfort zone or whatever, but he never
He wasn't
needs
good
to
with the
do.
romance.
He wasn't.
He was
that's, yeah.
shaking
He
and
was
stuff.
getting
I
that
was
paycheck.
like,
He needs to stick to being hero support
Yep.
I
to
know.
Captain
When he
America
took that helmet
and
off,
nothing else.
I was like, what are you doing in this movie?
Hero support.
He's he's great. Like he's the Falcon, you know. And it's not saying that if you're that kind of actor, if you can't try to do anything else, but that just wasn't.
Well, he tried not.
He tried it, and you was like, "Dude, I really like you," but now.
I wouldn't say it's his fault though.
Yeah.
Honestly,
I can agree to that
I didn't-
too.
I didn't
Yeah.
expect much out of this just because it's a Netflix original and Netflix
They got some good
They
movies.
got
they have
some
good
good
TV
ones.
shows.
They
Not
got some good movies.
Like,
I
yeah.
agree. I was just thinking that
They have
great,
good TV
They have
shows.
great TV shows,
Mhm.
and not
Movies
even every one of their TV shows are good. Like only a handful. Fuller House. What the heck is? Who wants to watch that? On
I watched all of it, and I
all
thought
the
it was
movies-
great.
Oh my
I'm
God.
sorry. I thought it was awesome. I'm
Do
sorry.
y'all feel like all the movies that they've been making lately have been just like rehashes of stuff we already seen? Like,
Yes, like
it's all
the Bird
combinations-
Box
Bird
was
Box, it was the happening in
the happening all over again.
The happening.
I was-
Quiet Place.
in Quiet
Yeah,
Place
I was
this
literally
year.
I was describing IO to my girlfriend,
Mm.
and she was like, "I've seen this movie," and I was like, "It just came out," and she was like,
It's not Interstellar.
"She was like."
or what is it called with Matt Damon, the Mars movie?
Martian.
Yeah, Martian.
the
Yeah.
Mars movie, Martian.
But those two movies that you named, both have plot lines.
Right.
Great pacing too.
Yeah, like
And the actors are,
Simply, a
you know what
plot.
I mean, are
Yeah.
good. And it tried to have a storyline, a plot line. It wanted to, and then it was
It
kind of
just
like,
wasn't interesting.
I get the idea, but this sucks.
I
Like
would give
this
him a chance
idea
for
is.
another.
yeah.
Like a
It was
second
like
movie,
a
like a sequel.
really
Mm-mm.
Oh,
bad,
No, no.
like. It was. I hated it. I'm sorry.
it was
I
a
hated it.
really
Yes, it
really
literally
bad
made me
movie.
want to get hit
It
by
really
a bus.
didn't catch my attention until the kid started running on the beach. I was like,
So literally the last
Literally
scene,
the last
the
2
last
seconds.
2 seconds of the movie.
and she was so monotone. Like, do you not have any feelings, girl?
She was
Like-
very boring. She was very
Mhm.
boring.
Yes.
The movie was very boring.
Yeah.
Your computer died.
No, it didn't. The screen just turned. It's still recording. I think.
So overall, how would y'all rate it? If y'all give it a 1 to 10.
I give it a 3.
I give it a 4.
That is those are so
Those
generous.
are really high. 'Cause I
So
was gonna
generous.
say 0.
Yeah, I like
Clearly
Yearly-
0.
like 0
Yearly.
to 1, and that's it.
I was
It
giving.
did-
I was
it did
gonna
a
say
good job
5.
with the,
5?
5
That is
out of 10. I know.
so
That's
generous.
Are you
really
kidding
high.
me?
So generous.
Because I
Keaton.
really liked the idea of kind of like life kind of finding a way, you know.
Right, the idea.
The
of it.
idea. I
But she threw it
enjoyed
away.
that.
She
But
let
that's
that
why
beef
I feel
fly
like-
away.
That's why I'm giving it like I don't know. I think 5 out of 10 is really bad for me. Honestly, like giving a movie a 5 out of 10, that's pretty bad. I don't know.
Okay. I
So a
would
good movie to you would be what?
8 out of 10. It's decent is
That's
6.
that's 3 points.
Average is 7.
You don't have a lot of room, dog. Like this.
It's gotta be horrible.
So
to
what's
get,
a
like,
4?
one.
Like a
No, what's a 0? Tell me what a 0
If
is.
it has to be
0.
horrible to get a 1, why did you give this a 5? This movie was awful. It's terrible.
He mad?
I don't think it's like.
No. We have to
We're
have
gonna-
something to base it on.
We're
What
gonna
is a
develop.
0?
We're gonna develop our own scale. For the next episode,
Alright.
we will have our own
A
scale.
0 for me. Oh, man.
Or a 1. Give me a 1 or a 2.
I'm trying to
You
think.
ever seen The Predator, the newest one that came out? It was terrible.
I liked it.
or any of the Transformer movies.
any of the Transformers
Oh, no,
movies,
no.
all except the first one.
All the Transformers are a lot better than IO. It's
The
a lot
ones with
better to
Shia
watch.
LaBeouf in it
Yeah.
were good.
I agree with that. I can.
They're better to watch.
Yeah,
Or
like, it's like action
Or
things
like
happening.
the newest
Yeah, that was
Fast and
nice.
See,
Furious
I would
movies.
say.
Yeah.
Oh, I stopped watching them after
While
What's
the
His
crap
I would
Face
is
say
that-
like 2 or 3, like a low movies
Yes,
would
give it
probably
to
be Batman and Robin. Those with George Clooney, right?
Mhm.
Bat nipple and everything.
Yeah,
Those
yeah.
are horrible movies.
Or
Horrible movies.
Green Lantern is a 0.
Green
Lantern
Lantern
is
is
a
really bad.
negative 0
Bust.
for me.
Big
Very
bust.
bad.
Times 6.
Green, the green
X-Men
the Green
Origins is
Hornet
really
was
bad.
better than the Green Lantern.
I forgot
Agreed.
about that.
Yeah, and the
A
Green
lot
Hornet,
of people
Okay.
really
They all
forget
go
about
together.
that. Yeah.
What's that?
What?
the Green Hornet
That
being
was
better
in,
than the Green
who's
Lantern.
the guy?
That's funny. Because it's true.
Yeah.
So.
Okay. Well.
All I gotta say is this: Netflix really know how to set you up for failure
Oh,
on
yeah.
a lot of their movies because even with Bird Box, that movie, in my opinion, was great, but the ending was like the entire hour movie. Like, what the crap is this?
I didn't like Bird Box really at all, honestly.
It,
What was there to
was
like?
it definitely
We
kept me
can talk
interested.
about Bird Box.
No.
I'm gonna be the odd man out because I have not seen Bird Box.
Anticlimactic in its purest form. You think IO was bad? When they get.
I
It's
thought
so
Bird Box was
bad.
great.
It
wasn't bad.
It's
It
like-
made
like-
sense.
it's like,
It made
okay,
sense for
okay.
them.
It was too
Okay,
easy though.
okay.
Like it was just too simple.
Wow.
Yeah. It was like,
I was like, are you kidding?
this is great, this is great, this is great, and then at the top of the roller coaster, you stop.
Are you gonna watch
And
it?
you
I'm not
never
gonna
go
watch
down.
it.
Okay, so
I-
basically they go through the whole time. They can't open their eyes or anything, and then the only like safe place is at a school of the blind, and you're just like, really?
Yeah, think about it. Yeah.
It's just like for me, I don't think it's that great because the first act, I guess, like whenever everyone's starting to get it in America.
That was interesting.
That's
That
interesting.
part.
And then after that, you know what happens because you see like that it's just her and the kid.
And you've already seen
you
it
know
in the
everyone
A
habit.
else
boy,
that they're
boy
gonna-
and girl.
You already know everyone
She
else
didn't
is
give
gonna
them
die.
names.
Yeah.
They're called
you know?
boy and girl.
I really liked how, like,
Boy, girl, come on.
like I understand what you're saying, but how they would show like what's happening in the present, what is going on in the past, but
Mhm.
you really can't
The
like.
future's the future.
You can't, yeah, like what's going on in the future, and you can't really like, okay, how
you,
are you
you
getting there?
cannot
Or what's
piece
happening?
it together. And I love,
There
like,
was a lot
don't
more
give
emotion
me
in Bird Box.
something so predictable like Grey's Anatomy. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? You know,
Everybody gonna die.
every episode is the same. So, and I felt like in Bird Box, it was kind of like, oh my God, it kept me on the edge of my seat because
I was like, is
I
this thing
never
gonna get
knew.
him? Is it gonna get him?
In my mind, I'm thinking they're gonna die. I like it sometimes.
I thought
Sorry,
at least
folks,
one of those
when
kids-
the bad guy wins.
Exactly.
And
Yeah,
so
like
I
that.
felt
Which
like
is why your favorite movie of all time is
Avengers: Infinity War because my dude Thanos won.
I was like low key rooting for
with the
him.
nutsack
I was
of a chin.
low key.
The-
The reason why I rooted for him is because his reasoning
was correct
made sense.
because he saw it happen.
Right. It wasn't, I want to be the king of the world.
Because
Nobody
I'm
gives a
evil.
crap about that anymore.
Yeah, I wouldn't
You
say
made
he was
sense.
evil.
I wouldn't say he was evil. I
No,
think
he's not
he's
evil.
a
No.
good person. I think
Back
deep
to
down.
Bird Box.
I wouldn't say he's a good person.
Oh.
I would say he's a
Back to
just,
Bird
That's
Box.
like
he's
a
a
whole-
just
Because that's a
person.
whole nother, yeah.
Yeah.
So now in Bird Box, it's not that I wanted them to die. It would have been interesting
I thought she was gonna kill that little girl.
if they would have died because it was kind of like, where are we going from here? You know what I
At
mean?
least show like the monster or with this thing that.
But that's the
nobody's
thing.
running
It's
from.
like you don't.
I wish.
I
wish
Maybe
it
it's
had
like a
some type
psychological
of-
thing.
I kind of
Like,
like that too. That you don't even know what you're running from,
Mhm.
and a lot of people hated that. But I was like, I honestly think that's pretty cool. Like just to me, like through this whole movie, like we know whatever this thing that they're running from is like, I guess, horrific, you know.
Mhm.
And even when in the scene when the guy
You drew all the pictures.
he drew all the pictures, it's kind of like, okay, so
yeah.
like maybe this is what it looks like.
That was freaky.
But it's like it's kept a secret, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And I really dig that because you know in any other horror movie you're always gonna know what it looks like, you know.
That
But in this
idea
one, it's pretty dope.
would be my one gripe that I had with A Quiet Place,
Really?
which is one of my favorite. Is the fact that I think they revealed the alien monster too quick
Mm-hmm.
when they.
I
think
can agree to that.
I think I like that. I'm not gonna say I like it, I guess, but I think it was a good plot line, like where the boy died early.
Mm-hmm.
But I think they showed the alien way too early. That was my one gripe.
I was pissed at
I
that
still
movie.
felt the emotional impacts through all of it, though.
Yeah.
Even if
It was
About that.
very emotional, especially with those kids because
I don't think he had to die.
putting
Let me
those
just say it.
kids.
We're
in-
talking about Quiet
A
Place.
Quiet
not
Place,
just
yes.
saying.
I don't
Oh.
think he had to die.
I felt like
You don't think he had to
Yes.
die?
I don't think he had to die.
because
Wow.
it
I
did
think
not have
he.
to die.
I think he definitely had to
Wow.
die.
that shows the
No.
It
character
added
of the monster,
so much to
like,
the story.
It's like
I mean,
you know
I
that
agree
bad
with
Tell me-
that, but like I just don't think he
tell me
did
how
not.
the story-
He did not.
Literally, yeah.
He did not have to die because think about like he just left his family like.
It's kind of like, and I keep
that
going
woman
back
went through
here.
so much in that one day, in that one period.
The first
She-
scene in
Oh.
Avengers, folks.
it was show, yeah.
You know what I
This
mean?
is when I look
Like,
at the camera
Like
like,
the kid had to die, so it shows why like the father and the mother was so like
Protective.
protective because
Right.
like
And
they know
why-
how quickly.
why
they could-
you, like that scene also showed you why the daughter thought that she had to like do this stuff to make it up to the dad
Yeah,
because
it
she's
just-
the one
it
that gave him the
Yes,
thing.
it's so much,
It
and
just helps
then
with the story.
so
I think.
it adds with the daughter.
All
It
it,
adds with
just lack of communication, if you ask me. All they have to do is communicate.
it's
They
a
know.
movie.
The
I
whole-
that
know.
nobody-
No,
nothing-
no.
Candace,
Oh my God!
Candace,
I know
Candace,
that.
you were gonna
I
break
know
this
that.
microphone.
I know that.
Listen.
I know that they cannot like.
That
talk.
the whole point of the movie is that it's hard for them to communicate. Candace,
Well, being as though it's called A Quiet Place.
you're like, oh,
I
why
don't
didn't they
expect,
just,
I
why
don't
didn't they just talk
expect
to each other?
much
You guys
communication.
don't understand what I'm saying. You don't understand what I'm
Well,
saying.
please enlighten me.
No, because you're not gonna understand. Like, yeah, they just had to like sit down and just like. He could have let her go with him on that trip to the waterfall. You know what I mean? Like he did not have to
No.
take.
Was he gonna write it in the
What-
sand and say,
what was
"Hey,
he-
do this"?
Yeah, what was he? What was he gonna? What was he gonna say? Were they gonna go to the waterfall and he was
It
gonna?
wasn't
and
so
he was
they
gonna.
could talk.
He
I'm
was
not
gonna
saying-
scream, and the deaf girl was gonna be like, "Ooh, I can scream." No, she wasn't.
Because I don't expect a lot of communication in something called A Quiet Place.
yeah.
That was a special bond between. Also, you wouldn't have had the conversation there between him and the son, where he found out from
You
the
ever
son
played the
one
quiet
like
game?
emotional.
How much talking is going on? How much communication?
All right, let's not gang up on Candace.
Yeah.
I think
they're gonna think that we're.
we
so,
should-
I mean,
Back to Io.
I promise we're not sexist.
yeah, we love women.
We love women.
Let me make that clear.
Anyway, back to what a horrible movie Io is. Awful.
0.00.
I give
Give it
it
a 3.
simply a 1.
3? You just said.
I can't even do that.
I give it a 3.
I'm
5.
sorry.
I give it a 4.
I'm a 2.
Five.
Just so we all get different numbers, I'm a 2.
And that's how you get a mixed review.
That is
Yeah,
mixed.
That is
Mixed.
definitely a mixed review. Yeah.
Real, raw,
and
relevant.